and welcome back. So we're going to be reading from our little book, I've Got to Talk to Somebody, God, A Woman's Conversations with God by Marjorie Holmes. So if you have this little book, it really doesn't have a page number. I guess it would be page 89. And the title of it is New to the Kingdom. And so let's just see what the Lord has for us. I'm excited. Lord, I sometimes feel so new to the kingdom. I feel like a gaunt, uncertain stranger in a room full of people where everybody else knows each other. And they know you so much better too. Most of them, it seems. They are so at ease, so at home. While I feel insecure, I feel afraid. How is it that I have been invited here along with them? What am I doing here, I ask. Am I really wanted? All my faults assail me. I think of the times that I have forgotten you, denied you, even betrayed you. And I marvel at your doors, and I marvel that your doors are still open to me. Your table richly spread for me as well. I am filled with humility and distress. I feel unworthy, as if I must leave before you notice me. But something deep within me tells me that you are already aware of my having come. And if I left now, you would be deeply hurt. So I cannot escape you, Lord. I have accepted your invitation. I have come. Thank you for helping me to feel worthy of you, Lord. Thank you for letting me feel truly wanted. Ooh, wow. How this resonates with me on so many levels. I feel so unworthy. I feel like such a failure. I feel like, who am I? I feel all of that. I feel everything that she describes, you know. I think of the times that I've forgotten God, that I've denied him, I've even betrayed him, that I've just blatantly just sinned, knowing I was sinning, you know. And yet he still loves me. And even in all of those times, he still had his hand on me, protecting me. I know of some things he's kept me from, but there's so much that I don't know that he has kept me from. And it overwhelms me to know how much he loves. In fact, just the other day as I was going through the house, doing my stuff, cleaning and all that, I told you I talk to God all the time because he is ever present, you know. And I was thanking him for the grace and the mercy and the love that I could never earn, for lack of a better word. You can't earn God's love. You can't earn God's grace. You can't earn his mercy. He just freely gives that because he loves us that much. And the only relationship that I can somewhat liken his love to is the relationship with my children, you know, me being their mother, you know, having 2 of them that I carried inside of me and 3 of them I didn't, but I still feel the same way about them. But that unconditional love that, yeah, I may get aggravated at them. I may not like some choices they make. I may not agree with some decisions that they've made, but there's nothing they could ever do that I would stop loving them and that I wouldn't be there for them. And there was a time in mine and Delana's life where she moved out. She wanted nothing to do with me. She was a teenager at the time, and she went and lived with her biological father. And it was the day before Mother's Day, and she moved out. And, the pain. And she didn't talk to me. She didn't call me. She didn't text me. She didn't come see me. She had no contact with me for about three or 4 months, I think it was. And I cried and cried and cried. But even in that time, in those 3 or 4 months that she had absolute no contact with me, that she had moved out because she was mad at me, she had moved out because she wasn't getting her way with me, and she was not, she didn't like the rules and the boundaries and everything that I had set for her. She moved out. And there was nothing that if she would have called me at any time during that 3 or 4 months that she wasn't with me and had no contact with me and she needed me, or if I'd have found out that she'd been in a wreck, or she was in the hospital, or she was sick, or whatever, there's nothing I would not have done for her, because I love her that much. I love her. She is a part of me, and I love her. And that is how as much as I can, try to understand how God feels about me. He's my Father. He knows everything about me. He created me. He knows the very thoughts I have. He knows how many hairs are on my head. He knows everything about me. And even those times that I had forgotten him, or denied him, or betrayed him, and hurt him, he still loves me. And he loved me through all of that. And he still showered me with grace and mercy. And I don't think that I will ever feel worthy. I don't think that I will ever feel like, yes, okay, I finally made it. I'm the favorite. I know now, I don't think I'll ever feel that. The fact that he loved me so much that he died for me, that really just, and I don't feel like I'm anybody special at all. The fact that I do these devotionals, y'all don't understand how I feel about this. I don't feel like I have all the answers, that everything I say is the way it is, and this and that. I pray so hard about these, and I can't tell you how many times I've sat down to read one of these, and I have to stop because I don't feel God in it. And I have to pray a lot. And I think that's one reason he's had me start this channel, and he had me find this little book, and he had me do all this, because he knew it would make me pray more. He knew that this is what was going to take to draw me even closer to him in this relationship that I have with him. And I have no doubt, because there's so much prayer on my part that goes into all of this. I don't just sit down here with a camera and a light ring at my table and just start reading and just, say a bunch of fancy words or a bunch of words put together and try to sound like I know what I'm talking about. It's not that at all. I literally have to pray and pray and pray until I feel him. And I usually know, when I feel him, not usually. I know when I feel him. There's something that comes over me, and just like reading this, it just, I understand how she feels, because I feel this way. I have felt this way. And, we all have a place in the kingdom, and we all have a work that we can do for the kingdom. And he doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the call. I think that's how that goes. You know what I'm talking about. I'm nobody special. He just happened to put this little thrifted book in front of my face. He let me turn to it, and he let me read something that caught my attention that was like, okay, I really like this little book. I'm going to buy it. Because honestly, y'all, looking at it, this is really not a book I would have bought to display. I wouldn't. But as I was fanning through it, he let one of the things that I read stick out to me and speak to me in that moment. And that's why I bought this little book, because it touched me so. And that's why I shared it on a thrift haul. And that's why I happen to put out there, maybe I should read some of this for y'all because of how it touched me. And then that's how it all started. It's not that I set out to start a second channel to do a devotional, because it's not easy. I'm not complaining. I love it, but it's not an easy thing, because I am the type of person, I like to be prepared. I like to know. I like to have a plan in place. And quite honestly, when I started this, I said, okay, I'm just going to sit down one day. I'll change my shirts, change my jewelry, whatever. And I'll just, film 5. I'll have mine for that week, and I'll just do that. And then I'll have, videos set aside. That was Donna's plan. And I tried that. And he said, no. That's not how it works. You're going to do it daily. You're going to sit down daily. But you're going to have me with you. And I was like, okay. And that's why these are filmed the day before they go up, because that's how he wanted it. So in the way he wanted it, then requires more prayer. And quite honestly, there are times that I just pray and I don't feel it. And I'm like, I've got to film this devotional. I've got to get this video up. I don't want to miss an upload, And then at the very last minute, he'll, let me do it. But it's not me, it's him. So I said all of that to say this: he will give you what you need when you need it. We just have to be prepared to do it his way and in his time. And I'm telling you, I love him so much. Oh my gosh, so much. And the fact that he loves us the way that he does, it just blows my mind, because I don't know if y'all are like me, but I will sit around and my mind will just start thinking about stuff, and before I know it, I'm just so lost in my thoughts and trying to figure things out, and he has to reel me back in. And then he will sometimes make it so elementary for me, and it's like, oh, duh. I hope y'all got a blessing from this, and I hope you know that you have a place in the kingdom. You are worthy. He loves you. He does not care about your past. He can use your past mistakes to help you if we allow him. He has to do it. We can't do it. And he can give you the peace that you need. There's no other peace like the peace of God that comes from God. He's just so amazing, and I love him so much. And I know that I will never feel truly worthy, but that's okay. He reminds me how much he loves me every second of every day. And I love him so much. And I love y'all. And I thank y'all so much for being here. I hope you're blessed abundantly. I pray that you feel the love of God. And I pray that anytime the enemy tries to bring up your past toward you negatively, you just let him know. You stand firm and you let him know, no, I don't live there anymore. I'm a new creature in Christ, and he has me, and I will be exactly what he has called me to be. You be bold in your faith. You be bold in your love of God, and you stand strong on that. Don't let the enemy tear you down. And I'm talking to myself here, because he will try. He will come at you in ways you never dreamed of. And we just have to constantly be on guard, be prayed up, have a relationship with the Lord, and he will help and guide us. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.